Hey, what's up guys? Jerry here, aka Barnacules, and I'm sitting here on the floor of the Nerd Cave, still not put back together. I'm working on that right now, guys. For the last month, I've been reconstructing the cave, doing painting and repairs and pulling stuff out and putting it in and cleaning the carpet, and all that ended up taking way longer than I expected. And you guys are probably wondering why in the hell I haven't created a video, and that's part of the reason. The other part is I actually got pretty sick, and also through December, through the holidays, I suffered from some pretty severe depression. I'm actually still working to shake that off now, and a couple of medical issues that I'm still trying to figure out. One of them is fatigue, where I always feel tired. I wake up tired. I go through the whole day tired. I go to sleep tired. I don't sleep well, and we're trying to figure it out. We thought it might have been diabetes, but I did a test and that was not the case. So I'm hugely thankful for that. But what I wanted to do in this video, we'll just call this my return to YouTube for now, because I don't want to go into all the problems with the depression, the anxiety, and everything. I've done those videos before. I'm sure you guys have seen them. I'm not doing another one. But I did want to share this experience that I'm about to have with you guys. Anxiety and depression and panic attacks are the root of my problem. They're the root of a lot of your guys' problems. I receive your emails where you've seen my old videos where I talk about it, and you guys have the same exact types of issues, and you're looking for a solution. I've tried everything. I've tried massages. I've tried medication. I've tried all that stuff, and some of it helps and some of it doesn't, but I still haven't found a solution. But tonight, I'm going to try something new, and I'm not hopeful that it's going to solve all my problems, but I'm hoping that it can help to chip away at those problems. That is, I'm going to try something called sensory deprivation. Now, my friend Chris has been going to this place called Urban Float in Kirkland, Washington, where basically you get into a giant pod that's filled with 10 inches of water and 1,200 pounds of epsom salt. And it basically makes the water so buoyant that you just float on top of it like a cloud. And apparently they heat the air in the pod and the water to the same temperature, so you feel weightless and you're completely in a dark environment and you're sound isolated. So you don't hear anything, you don't see anything, and you're just free floating. And apparently it's supposed to open up your mind, and a lot of people with depression and anxiety have been talking about how it really helps them. So I figured that I'd give it a shot. So guys, in this vlog, returning to my YouTube channel, I am going to take you guys on my adventure to Urban Float, and we're going to go jump in a sensory deprivation tank and see if it does me any good. And hey, at the very least, it's going to be a cool experience. All right, guys, let's go. I almost never use night shot on this camera. Is that cool? All right, I've arrived. Here it is, Urban Float here in Kirkland, Washington. Oh, you got the door for me there?
Hey, buddy. Hey.
Thank you, bud. Let's go get wet. All right, guys, so now we're in the quiet room before we go into the actual room with the tank. And you guys probably haven't met Chris here yet. This is a guy I worked with at Microsoft for God knows how long. And we completely lost touch with each other after I got laid off and he got laid off, kind of went our separate ways, and kind of followed each other on Facebook and stuff. Yeah. But now we're somehow rekindling this over a warm bath.
Bromance in a warm bath, yeah.
Bromance in a salty bath. All right, so they're going to take us in and explain to us like what everything is, and then I'm going to jump in and try to censor out any genitalia so I don't violate any YouTube rules. Ooh, let's see. All right, there's the big cocoon I'm going to be living in for the next hour. Looks like we got a shower over there. Oh. That is cool. So guys, that is 200 gallons of water with 1,200 pounds of Epsom salt. All right, we got some professionals here to tell us like what's really going down here.
Okay,
right.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna be face up.
Okay.
Obviously, head this direction, feet on that end.
Okay.
If you want it completely dark inside the pod, turn the light off in the room first and then hop in. And then the black button on the left on the inside of the pod is going to turn the blue light on or off anytime.
Okay, on the left side. Right side's emergency, right?
Yep.
Okay,
so
I gotta remember that.
No one ever needs it, but if you do need it, hit it several times so we know you weren't just confusing it with the light. Sometimes it feels a little bit unnatural to want to let your head relax into a body of water. So if you feel like you're trying to hold your head up or out of the water, if you have pain or discomfort in your neck or your shoulders or anything,
okay,
use a little noodle there. Give yourself a little extra support.
Ooh, pool noodle.
Yeah, even if it's just kind of like mental support, it'll keep you up.
I float. You could stand people on me, so I don't think that'll be a problem.
Everybody is gonna float. You have no choice but to float. Spray bottle there if you have salt in your eyes.
Okay.
The best way to keep the salts from getting in your eyes is to dry your face off before you hop in.
Okay.
And that way you're not wiping water beads away with salty hands and things like that. And then the pod closes here.
Okay.
There's a little handle, and then pushes back up just to open it. You're gonna open or close it anytime. You're never locked in there or stuck in your pod or anything like that. It's totally up to you. If you got a little warm or if you're a little claustrophobic or maybe a little humid, you can keep it cracked open just a little bit and allow a little fresh air in there, or you can keep it closed. Definitely don't leave it wide open though, because it'll cool the water off.
Gotcha.
And then it's not going to heat back up, and since it's already skin temperature, that gets really uncomfortable really fast.
Alrighty.
All right, any questions?
No, I think I can do this. Float in the salt water, don't rub my eyes. Got it.
You got it.
Are you gonna help me disrobe and get in here?
Oh, you know I am.
All right, I'll see you in a little bit, man.
buddy.
All right,
Enjoy.
we're gonna do this. Floating time. Oh my God, this is kind of spooky. Okay, so I gotta take off all my clothes and take a shower now, apparently, before I get in the giant salt dungeon. I also watched a tutorial video that said I should put in earplugs. You do not want the salt water getting into your ears. Whew. All right, they said to take a cold shower so that it doesn't mess with my body temperature. Whoa, that feels weird. All right, I'll see you guys in an hour, all right?
1 hour later.
Whoa, that's a trip. I didn't sleep, but it feels like I did. The little jets kicked on to let me know that it was over, and it pushed me around. So if you do fall asleep, it will wake you up, but the lights came on. So, hey Chris, are you relaxed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, did that feel good?
That was nice.
Yeah, I liked it too. And look, they even gave us tea. Right there, we get tea in our little quiet room. Had to use night shot because it's so freaking dim in here. Yeah.
That's good shit, man.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers, sir.
Night shot looks really weird, so I'm going to tell you guys about this experience somewhere else. Bye-bye, Urban Float. You'll be missed. Takes me about 30 minutes to get here. That's not too bad, actually. All right, so right after the float, I went and just chilled out in their little chill room for a while because they recommend that everybody does that, and I see why, because you're super, super relaxed. I wouldn't want to just jump in my car and drive home after that because you get out of there and you feel like you took a muscle relaxer. That's how relaxed your body is. I have to say, I went in with a lot of misconceptions. It actually really surprised me. The first misconception was I thought that when I got in there that my mind would just be racing like crazy. Because I have ADHD and my mind never slows down, and I figured as soon as my other senses conk out, I'm just going to just take off a million miles a second and solve world hunger and world peace and all those things. And the exact opposite happened. For the first time in a long time, my mind just shut down. I just the passage of time just kind of accelerated, and I was just completely relaxed. I didn't feel my arms. I didn't feel my legs. The air temperature basically fades away the water line. So after about 10, 15 minutes, at least I'm presuming it was that long. It's hard to tell time when you're in there, but it literally feels like you're just floating in space. Now, I know some people have said that they can get disoriented in there and feel like they're they can't tell which way's up. I've read some things. I never had that. I always felt perfectly stable. And I can tell you what, they put 1,200 pounds of Epsom salt in 200 gallons of water. I don't even know how they get that to dissolve into that amount of water. It's mind-blowing. But it's so buoyant that when you sit your butt down inside of it, it feels like your butt wants to come up off the bottom, and it's only 10 inches of water. And a couple of times I sat up and it lifted my legs up and almost knocked me over. And the water is very soft over your skin. Like, it literally almost feels like a lotion texture. It's very bizarre, but it's an amazing experience. I'm definitely going to do it again. The biggest thing that I took away from it was I suffer from really bad back pain and joint pain, and I have to take pretty hardcore painkillers every day just to function because of the bone spur in my back and a compressed disc that I have. And when I was in the float tank, literally from the second I got in there and I got comfortable and relaxed, it did take about 10 minutes for me to really, really relax and trust that I wasn't going to sink, which is silly because later on I found out you could lift both arms out and push the lid off the thing and it still won't push your head under the water when you're laying flat. It's crazy. But it took a little while to get used to, but once I got used to it, all my pain was gone. If you suffer from any kind of chronic joint pain or anything like that, I would definitely give this a shot because you're pain-free for an hour. And when I got out, I'm still pain-free now. Guys, I'm never pain-free. Even with the pain medication that I take, I'm never pain-free. So just to have an hour of relief, honestly, it was worth it. So I'm really happy that my buddy Chris brought me out here. Also, just to let you guys know, I'm sure you already realized, but I am in no way affiliated with Urban Float. I actually bought the service on Groupon. They had a Groupon. It might even still be going on when you're watching this video. I think it was like $49 for a float. So I went ahead and picked up a Groupon because my friend wanted to pay for me. And I was like, no, Chris, I don't want you to pay for me. So I went ahead and got the Groupon. And he ended up paying for me anyways. But at least he got my Groupon, so we got a little bit of a discount. But it was just one of those things. He wanted me to try it. He's a good friend, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to trust him and give it a shot, and I'm glad I did. I am now waking up from it, and I'm getting ready to start up my car because I got a 30-minute drive to get back to my house. So it's about an hour round trip to get here. Totally worth it, though. So I'm going to sleep on it tonight and figure out what I want to do tomorrow about how often I want to come to this. I don't want to do it too often because of the hour round trip travel. Honestly, if this thing was like right down from my house, like a couple-minute drive away, I'd probably just get their unlimited membership thing that they have and go as many times as I want and go like once or twice a day. But distance is a concern there. But yeah, if you have a float place next to you, even if it's not an urban float, just do a search for sensory deprivation tank or floating sensory deprivation. Do a search for those things on any of your favorite search engines, and I'm sure that you'll find a place somewhere in your neighborhood that does floating. This is one of those things where it's like nobody really knows that it exists, but it's out there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope you enjoyed the experience. Sorry about the bouncy camera there. It's sitting on my dashboard. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments or come over and tweet me. I am at Barnacules. And I also have my Facebook and all that other information down in the video description. So please expand that video description and take a look at it. And guys, don't worry. Barnacules is back. I'm going to start making videos. This is the first one. The second one's going to be the mixed reality stuff that I did with Tribal Instincts. Jesse, and it's going to be awesome. I'm back. We're going to have some fun. Sorry I was gone for so long, guys, but I had some stuff to work out. But luckily I have good friends and some cool things at my disposal to help me deal with stuff. And I hope you guys can find the same. All right, take it easy, guys. And until next time. God, I love this car.